Welcome to How to Drink the live stream. Are the lights good? Let's see if the lights are good. That's important. I gotta make sure the lights are good. Yep. Hello. Hello, Dolly. Hello. Hello, Wesley. Hello, JS2K. Hello, Mr. Crowley. Mr. Crowley! Sorry. Oh, can't help myself. I suddenly was terrified that I didn't have the right output set over here. EG, hiya. It's the Drinky Man. No sound. No sound? No sound? Should have sound. I see sound. Can you hear me? Okay, yes, sound. Should be sound and music. Jaunty little tune. Can you hear the music? Is it good? Should it be up or down? You can tell me while I dance my little jig. Web app, Python, Flask? Yeah, boy, EJ Reed. That's right, I made a web app. It is a how to drink app built on Postgre using Django on the back end and React on the front end. It took me a minute to remember all that shit. And the music is great. We can change the music if you want. I love the podcast. Yeah, there's a new podcast today, actually. I feel like my levels are a little hot. I'm gonna just take it down just a touch on my voice because I'm hitting a lot of red lines here. New podcast today. Thank you so much. Today we are talking about, what the hell was it? The Fly. Today's episode is about the Fly. Django is acceptable. Yay for Postgre. Yeah, Postgre is it Postgre or Postgres? I believe it's Postgre. Has been nice, and it is good. Oh, I forgot to do that. Music and voice are about the same? All right. I mean, I can take the music down, but all right, I'll give it a little more juice. Hey, there we go. Hi, this is Greg up here. That should be fine now. Flask is more topical. Okay, I don't know. Oh, gotcha. Music can't possibly. All right, well, I can take the music down. I have a little button for it. That should be good now. I finally put together my Stream Deck on BitFocus Companion so I can control the A10 Mini, which really pisses me off because I have an 8-input HDMI mega computer for live streaming. It's just not physically in here. And to get my live stream back through it, I need to run cabling a couple rooms away, and to do that, it's gonna be expensive, unfortunately. I feel like the music could be like, well, actually I'm looking at it, it's about right, yeah. Oh, you know what's probably going on? I didn't even think about this. I bet, no, it's at -3. Okay, never mind. While you play Balatro, I don't know what that is. It sounds like something you would do in a casino in a fancy island nation. I ever made a fireball martini? No, thank you. No, thank you. But I will let you guys help me figure out what I'm going to drink. And let's see if this works. I figured I should show you the app. And then the other thing I should tell you about the app is that it is, it's for patrons. It is for my Patreon. And if that's the kind of thing that interests you, like this app that you're about to see, there's a link to it in the pinned comment below to get the Patreon. Or you can go to htdapp.com and then that'll redirect you. Oh, it is a gambling thing, Balatro. And then that will, go to htdapp.com. You're going to get this guy. Hopefully that just worked. It did. And it will, that is going to take you to Patreon to log in. By the way, thank you so much for the fiber optic cable budget. Yeah, baby, yeah. This company called FiberConnect or FiberConnect, I forget. They make it's actually 36 strands, but it's a 6-head HDMI cable. So I could run 6 HDMI capable strands from this office from the office to the studio underneath it. But what's neat about it is I actually only probably need 4 or 5 of them here, but you can switch out the terminators so that like, A, it could be audio, A, it could be USB, it could be anything. So So here's the app. This is the How to Drink app right here. Just to talk about it. And I'm pretty sure you can, I'm looking at the program view. So yes, you are seeing the app. You're seeing the app, right? It's just over here. You can see that. I hope so. So check it out, htdapp.com, or through the Patreon in the link down below. It's at the $5 thing. Do I need any free help with the app, says developer. Are you a bot? Developer shows up, app, do you need any free help with the app? No, actually, what's cool about this Patreon is that we have a Discord. It's for patrons only, and it's full of nerds who are awesome developers and have been helping me a lot, actually. I should probably put like some hidden, oh, okay, you're not a bot. That sounds like something a bot would say. I should put like some kind of hidden like secret dev screen for the Green Room Goblins who've been building it. So we can go to drinks or we can go to episodes. We'll go to drinks. And then here, oh man, this is a tiny little screen down here now. I can do preparation method, stirred, built, or shaken. I can go to ingredients. And by the way, for those of you who have been following along, look, it's now organized by base spirit, liqueur, all that stuff. Data set is developing. Meredith and I are inputting like all of the, we're cleaning up the data. We have parsed in all of the episodes and all of the drinks, or 99% of the drinks as far as you know. It's about 1,300 drinks. And now we have to like actually clean that up and make it actually work. So, but if we pick like, you know, absinthe, it'll return any drink with absinthe in it. What's fun is somebody in my Discord said, hey, you should have an and/or filter. So if you did like absinthe and shaken, right now it's and, right, or, so it'll pull up any shaken drink that might, and also any drink with absinthe in it, but we can switch it over to or, and now it's only returning shaken absinthe drinks. That's fun. Another cool thing is that I just fixed, this is like literally live updating on the development. I just fixed this so that when you go back, your filters are still selected. That was really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why that was so fucking hard, but that was really hard to make work. So you're welcome, Discord requesters. Another thing that I've worked on pretty cool is, check this out, Mai Tai, just as an example. A lot of drinks involve me using syrups and stuff like that that I invented for the show, or that I just know how to make, right? And a lot of them are things that you should or could custom make. So as an example of that, orgeat. Orgeat is used in a Mai Tai. You can buy orgeat, but you know, frequently I talk about how to make it on the show, and I've certainly given a recipe in the past. So that is a separate recipe object now. There's actually a syrup object, we call it, even though it's not just syrups, it's any supplemental recipe, that can be referenced by an ingredient in the database, so that when that ingredient is in a drink, it will also reference the secondary recipe. And so look at that. We have our Mai Tai and a second entry here for the orgeat that goes into the Mai Tai. And what's really cool about that particular system is that like anytime I update an ingredient in the database, that change will ripple across the entire database because they're all referencing the same ingredient. Fun. And of course, these can be more of them. UI-wise, I hate this, by the way. This is like the volume for the music is low, or the volume for me, because I'm hitting the red line here. Like, I can't be low. You have to turn up your computer, syphilis, Jesus Christ. Wow. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, what's cool about the UI is meant to be functional at this point and navigable, but I have ideas for a prettier UI that I want to do that's a little bit nicer. Like, one of the things I just noticed today is that just because the way this is set up, my eye kind of misses the Mai Tai when I look at this, and I'm like, wait, that's not the recipe I wanted. Like, this needs to be somehow inset or maybe behind an accordion. I don't know. But like, but again, this is like UI 0.5 or 0.8 or whatever. It's not really even close to what I want the final UI to look like. So you can get it through my Patreon, and you should, because this show dies without Patreon. Just like PBS, we get much less money from the federal government than you might think. Just like NPR, you know, or WNYC. A lot of people think that we're paid for by tax dollars. Well, we're not. We are paid for by you. And so since YouTube decided to fuck me, I've really been dependent on Patreon, all thanks to viewers like you. That's the thing that drives me nuts. I have a beautiful viewers like you or patrons like you graphic that I made that I'm obsessed with, and I can't run it on the ATEM because the ATEM sucks. It's a piece of shit. But I can do all kinds of fun graphics if we had a 6-channel HDMI. ATEM's not a piece of shit. It's a really cool device. It's just very limited compared to OBS and what I'm used to working with. Music got a little quiet. I do make ad revenue, actually. The ad revenue is a very important part of the package, but it has been cut down to about 1/3 of what it was before January 1 of this year, which is difficult to cope with. In fact, I had to stop hiring the freelance editors that I had been using and start doing all of the editing myself. Yeah, this song got really quiet, so I was kind of pushing it up a little bit. I have that right here on this doodad. Sorry, I thought it was too quiet. I was wrong. I brought it back down. Is this the good level? It's honestly, it's just a lame song, isn't it? Where is the app that I'm using? Hey, skip it. There we go. Is this fun? Can it be fun? It's a little more fun. Yeah, I like a little clarinet there. So, Patreon is important. And it is time to day drink. What should I have? YouTube is out here fucking creators over like it's a sport. Mal, I'm happy to answer any questions you have about that. It's really not true. I think that that's an unfair assessment, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a corporate shill for YouTube, which I'm not. Sorry, I'm not looking directly into your eyes. I'm doing 50 different things at once here to make this stream work. No, I don't think that's fair. I mean, remember, YouTube is not for creators. Like, it is a place where creators can work. YouTube is for viewers. It's for you, and it's built to help you find what you want to see, not to help me find an audience that I can make a living off of. That's just what it's about, and that's how it works. So if it didn't work that way, it wouldn't work at all, and you just have to understand like the limitations of the platform. What happened on January 1? We don't really. Why did they cut the ad revenue? No, they didn't cut the ad revenue. They have no ability to cut my ad revenue whatsoever because we have, like, this gets to a fundamental. We need a drink in my hand, but I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to have an old-fashioned. I haven't had an old-fashioned in a very long time, but or just in a while, in a minute. I'm going to let you guys tell me what I should drink for an old-fashioned. Do I know any Halloween cocktails? I've done like a whole couple of episodes with Halloween cocktails, actually. So at least 2, I think. You can check them. You'd find them on the app. You'd find them on the app. But let's actually take the app out of here and go back to that. Oh, I forgot. I have a transition I programmed. I can do this. Woo! But I can't transition into it. I can transition out of it. A suffering bastard. No. I want some kind of an old-fashioned variation. A suffering bastard is way too much. Is the Johnny Silverhand one of my all-time? It's one of the coolest drinks I've ever made, and I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. Like, it's awesome. It was like a moment when everything clicked for me. I had a really good property to work off of, and a moment of perfect inspiration, and also like just it really kind of came together. A Sazerac? Yeah, I could do a Saz. I haven't had a Saz in a minute either. I only have an orange though on hand, and you're supposed to use a lemon. I can't turn like that or my knee will stop working. That was scary. I got bad knees, if you didn't know. Let's see over here. I'm looking at my wall of booze is over here. That's all, folks. No, it's not. All right, I never use this shit. Whatever. I think this is like real smoky, so no, this will be good. I'm gonna use Rendezvous Rye. Oh wait, why don't we do that too, huh? Check this out. Zoop. There you go. You get your close-ups. Huh? Fancy? Look at that. All right, we're gonna use. Set that to the camera. High West Rendezvous Rye. An absinthe old-fashioned. Up yours with a rubber hose. We're gonna do that glass. I'm gonna build this a little in a proper. I'm going to do this. I did make an app. I did. I made it. It's an app, like a nerd. Yes, like a giant nerd, like a guy who never programmed anything in his life and had to figure it out. Toot sweet. My brain is short a few fuses today. We're gonna need this. I will be building this in the glass over ice. Judge me not, it's against the rules. I don't give a shit. You know what? I like a little drippity drop of maraschino in there. Why not? I like a little drippity drop of simple syrup. Why not? And I like my high west rendezvous. Rendezvous. Okay, here we go. This is kind of a way to make this drink. Get some ice. Damn, dude, you're all frozen together in here? Hit that with a spritz of absinthe. Make sure the actual can is working. There we go. Hit that with, whoa, ah! Holy shit, man. A bottle of Tabasco sauce almost just exploded, but it was saved by carpeting. Do that. Do that. So here's the thing about a Sazerac. Sazerac historically, I know people like to imagine it as like the first cocktail. It's not. It's actually a specific variation of a drink called an improved whiskey cocktail that would have been popular around the time. And what I'm making right now is probably, it's quite a bit closer to an improved whiskey cocktail, as I would understand it, than like, you know, the Sazerac, the way that people seem to think it is. I did a whole episode about the Sazerac mythology. Taint right, just a big old lie, which is fine. But, or maybe let's be generous and say it's a misinterpretation of the actual history of the situation. Sazerac was essentially a name for an improved whiskey cocktail in some places. And actually, in fact, the Sazerac name was used in many places for many bars all over the country. And all at the same time. There we go. If you weren't keeping track, because I was being a dummy and just making this drink, so it wouldn't be your fault if you weren't, that's a 1/4 ounce of maraschino, 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, 2 dashes of Ango, 2 dashes of Peychaud's, and 2 ounces of rye. Oh, and a spritz of absinthe, or if you prefer, a rinse. This smells cinnamony, and I'm very excited by that prospect. Kitchen work mats make too much sound, Saga. I'd love those, but they make too much noise when they're a little squishy, a little bit wet. And then my shoes squeak, and it's bad for the sound in the shop. But otherwise, they are cool devices. I'm gonna hit this with an orange. There we go. Got a little of that in there. Whoops. Watch your ears. Don't have running water behind the how-to-drink bar, so this is a steam cleaner that I use to clean things up, like my hands. I've never done a Caesar on the show at all, actually. I should totally do that. When is this app available? It's available right now at htdapp.com because it's a web app. If you are a patron. So that's the deal. It is a $5 patron level. This particular song is called Window Shopping in New York by the Fly Guy 5, which is like a made-up band because it's from a music library called Epidemic Sound. And here we go. Toodles. We probably don't need the close-up anymore, right? Hit 3 out. I'm still getting used to these controls I just built. That'll work. Woo, baby! Oh, man. I think I just found a use for that bottle of AI generated. Hell no, this predates AI. This song's been in this library for like a decade. Or at least 5 or 6 years. Yeah. So, man, that's good. I haven't touched this bottle in a long time. And now I know what I'm going to touch it for. I don't usually have things like this anymore, though, because this is like, this is gonna make my head throb. I have like an intolerance to alcohol anymore. I don't drink as much as you all think I do. I probably haven't had a drink in over a week, except for the last episode I shot. So I will probably just nurse this very slowly. There's a little drop of simple here that I want to clean up. Someone was asking me, how did that not burn your hands? And it's because steam gets cold really fast, so. pretty hot there. Any closer than right where it was, that's going to sear the flesh off of me. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Silverstorm. I have had pulsatil tinnitus since the pandemic, which is great, by the way. It's just like this constant whooshing, throbbing in my ear that was making me lose my mind. There's no way the volume is low. I'm hitting the red lines. I think, I don't know, some kind of an inflammation thing, but like if I have certain spirits more than others, I think this is why I drink rum more than anything else anymore. I don't know what it is, whiskey, rye, that kind of stuff. It just like makes my head feel like it's gonna explode like a few sips in. Yeah, I'm sorry, headphone users, yeah. Greg, will you ever revisit the Martinez? I should do that with a ransom. Interesting idea, not a bad idea. Not very high pressure. High pressure steam can be scary shit. Oh yeah, it's just like a little steam cleaner device. Any recommendation for chartreuse options given scarcity? I don't. I think that Art of Drink did an episode on making your own chartreuse, if I'm not mistaken, Darcy O'Neill. So you might want to check that out. I should look into that myself. COVID gave me 5 migraines a week. Oh my God, JS, you should go see if you have epilepsy, because that's how my life was for a long time. And then I found out that I have epilepsy, and they put me on epilepsy medication, and now I barely get headaches anymore. So you might want to try that. Hampton Doc, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to do any more One Piece drinks because that episode shit the bed. And I had to drink goddamned fucking, what is that stuff called? Durian over that. Jesus. You guys want to see the app some more? Let's talk about that. So this is the wait, what about the neurology? I just saw something about neurology. Shit, I want to see what that was. Earbuds, drinks. I saw something about neurologist, but whatever. Notice your tinnitus seems to be... here, I can set a goal, apparently. Pick a goal. I don't know. Let's make... Yeah, why would I set my goal for anything other than 50 super chats? Sure, start that goal. Toast you. I'll toast you. I'll taste you. No, I'll toast you in a creative manner. There. I just saw this thing. It says start a goal. Ah, there you go. The begging goal. Give me money. Somebody, if you hit me up with that question about neurology again, I would. Oh, the guy who had migraine said he was seeing a neurologist per my advice. Okay, good. Okay, thank you for refreshing me on that. Good. Please do that. And this is just me, by the way. I was misdiagnosed as bipolar for years. As a result of that, I strongly encourage people, like before you see a psychiatrist, before you see a psychologist, is Mare here? Go, oh, hi, Mare. Mare, I didn't know about Midnight Local. We talked about that, but we can talk about it some more. Hi, Meredith. Go see a neurologist, because maybe the wiring is wrong in your brain, and that's a lot easier to fix in a lot of cases than like your feelings. Your feelings are really hard. Feelings are super hard to fix, but your wiring, they can fix that usually, especially if they know what wires to pluck. Yeah, and so boy oh boy, getting on 300 milligrams of time-released lamictadrine a day has improved my life. It's incredible. Oh, pro neat, I do have a Discord community. It is a feature for my patrons on my Patreon. Feelings suck. Yeah, they're super overrated. So, behold my app. Here we are, and if hold on a second, I'm gonna do something a little bit goofy because I wanna, since we have new people here, I think, I wanna navigate it from the start, and I think that, I can just do it right here. So there it is, it's a web app. You go to How to Drink app. If you're not a patron, it's gonna say get to be a patron, sign up for the Patreon, become a patron. It is a web app, it's not on the phone. And I'm gonna tell you what, I was told by the nerds in my Discord that web apps are harder because I have a backend that has to be reached a lot and very fast in order for you to get these drinks served to you, as opposed to like just having it all, the info stored in your phone. So it's pretty cool. And it is let's drink till we can't get feelings. And it's pretty responsive on the phone. I've been noticing some things that I'm not a fan of UI-wise, but like I've mentioned before, this is a early stages UI. We can do better. But if we go to drinks or episodes, I didn't show that before. Episodes, I have to speed up this API call. That one's too slow. But like drinks to celebrate Jimmy Buffett. I'm sorry, just because of I picked the one episode that failed to parse drinks. There's like 2 that I know for some reason when my parser hit them, it didn't grab the drinks. My face is in the wrong way, but the other drinks are behind my head, and you can go right through to the drinks here. There's the drink. You can go back to the episode. Right here's the back to the episode. If you're on the episode, you can click on the link to the episode to watch it on YouTube, yada yada. We can go back to drinks. We go back to drinks all the way down here. Oh wait, no, what the hell? Hang on now, boys. What just happened? I was supposed to go back to drinks. Back to drinks. Oh, that's weird. That link is not working correctly. Well, guys, I am developing this app every single day. I don't know why that happened. That's weird. It was just working. Huh. Well, hold on. That's very strange. Back to drinks. Oh, you know what it probably is? I know what that is. I got to fix that. Okay, I know what that is. Huh. There's a trick I was trying to pull with caching to make the filters to not have to load a second time, and it's all fucked up. Are you sure the Patreon login is easily bypassed? If it is, I gotta fix that. Every single one of these APIs is login required, so if you're getting past that, I'm a little surprised. Just about anywhere you go on this thing, it should be kicking you back to Patreon. You just did, huh? All right. I guess I gotta look into that. Sorry, guys. Sign up anyway. Be cool. Just dev tools. Okay. All right. Well, that's another thing I got to work on. Oh, it's Judd. Look at all the things I got to work on. Will I realize it's actually no? I don't think it will. MT Bo Kid. I think it's going to be a patron benefit because. Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. What's going on? Stream health is not working. Is it working? It says it's not. Oh, cool. I don't really know how to use the dev tools, but I will try. I'm going to try to break in. Okay, thanks. Greg, being on your feet so much for the show, do you use a lot of NSAIDs and common causes of tinnitus? I've used a lot, but I mean, like, I don't use it constantly, and I have tinnitus continually. Like constantly. So I don't think that it's related to that. I think honestly it's aggravated by sugar and inflammatory things like alcohol. It gets worse. But it's some nights it's just unrelenting where I can't sleep. I feel like my whole head is pounding. I've had all kinds of studies done on me. They're like, we don't know. You just need to add protected routes. I thought they were protected, oh, it's Judd, but I'll have to look into that. Maybe I'm accidentally bypassing them doing something else. I added a second login thing, and I can imagine that being an issue. So we can filter by ingredients, or preparation method, I should say. I can't really see this perfectly because my head is in my way on the screen I'm looking at. We can filter by your ingredients or other kinds of ingredients. You can also filter by what it was adapted from, like if you want to see the drinks I made for Twin Peaks, like the Black Yukon Sucker Punch. Isn't that neat? Oh, you know what else is cool? Add to Keeper. This is a cool thing. This is a way that you can save your favorite drinks so that you can easily, oh, did my favorites model break all of a sudden? No, I just have no favorites in my favorite. I only have the one. Okay. So that you can easily find the drinks that are your favorites and have those. Yes, of course you can search by base spirit. Of course. That is the kind of like one of the first tiers of searching that I thought was really important. Here are base spirits. I know I'm missing a few. More base spirits, more ingredients have to be identified and merged as base spirits and liqueurs and mixers. And that is sort of the data refinement process that is ongoing and forever. Could you search by space spirit? Yes, Brian Crowers, it will have those. And in fact, it's really cool that you brought up the pumpkin. Are you a plant? Because Meredith and I were just working on that one. Pumpkin juice. I can use this as an example. So if we do a search for pumpkin juice, did it show up? No, what's going on here? There we go. All right, let's do that again. You guys understand, I'm having a really hard time doing this because Actually, you know what? I could probably make my life a lot easier if I have almost no monitor that I'm looking at right here, but hold on a second. I think I can fix that. If I go here and I set this to camera 1, that will make it. Nope, it does not help me. Okay. Never mind. So if we do a search for pumpkin, we should be able to find the pumpkin spice cocktail that specifically references pumpkin juice. And look, it even has it right there. There's the drink recipe. It automatically knows to queue up the supplemental recipe for the syrup. And that is a separate recipe, which we have not surfaced yet in the app. There's gonna be like drinks, episodes, and then like, I don't know what to call it because it's not all syrups, but like supplemental recipes that you'll be able to go to. And then there's also going to be under episodes, drinks episodes, like mixer episodes, I guess I would call them, and review episodes and storytime episodes. We'll be able to break it down by. I'm not loving that layout for the tags. Okay. UI, like, look, right now UI is not the bottom of my list, but it's below certain, like, it's below getting all the roots working the way I want. It's maybe about par with data refinement. I want to make sure, I'm sorry about that, about Gabrielle. Please make a setting to allow for other measurements. Don't have ounces. Yes, I will do that. That's always part of the plan. We're using ounces right now as the baseline, but a conversion is easy. By the way, if you ever want to convert, it's super easy. It's 30 milliliters to an ounce, which means a half an ounce is 15 milliliters, which means a quarter ounce. You get to take your pick. I always think I say it's 7 or 8 milliliters, but you know, I don't think you guys are working with half milliliters too much over right now. Function over form for now. Yeah, exactly, Brady. It works. You can get what you want when everything is like if something doesn't work, then the UI becomes a priority. If somebody's like, hey, this doesn't work, I can't get to this. Okay, I can fix that. I feel like UX designers overestimate their value as designers. Interesting. Careful with that. Yeah, anyway, so it will, making it super pretty comes next, if that makes any sense. Would you help me with an idea for something to use Appleton Estate in for a wife of mine? How many wives you got, James? Who only likes the Tom Collins. I'm desperately trying to broaden her palate. Does she hate mint? It's gonna be tough because my wife, a wife of mine also only likes Tom Collins's. So I can't fix that. If your wife is like my wife, she will never like Smith & Cross. She won't, okay? She just won't. Some programmers don't understand how normal people would use a UI. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Anyway, if you want the app or if you want to see this show continue, you know, you could sign up for the Patreon because this show is made possible through the support of viewers like you. We don't get any money from the government. I got this app. There's a private Discord. There are a lot of things. We got all the things. You can get them. Give her some Dr. Bird. She'll beg for Smith & Cross. So yeah, do seriously. Link in the description below, or go to HTD app. That'll get you there too. You can 100% sign up for my Patreon and save the show. Save our show, please. So somebody was asking me, oh, why did YouTube cut your revenue? Why did they do that to you? I don't know. That's the answer. No, it's not that simple. So let me break this down for you. The first thing you got to know about YouTube is that the product is you, the viewer, and the client is advertisers. Thank you, Elijah Jackson. That's 1 of 50. 50, I owe you a toast. Will there be a feature to make your own apps? That will be useful. I'm thinking about it. Or make your own drinks in the app. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I feel like there's other apps for that. Let me think about that. Whoa, JS20, save the show. Okay, Elijah. To Elijah Jackson, I am for real. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Did not mean to make your daughter cry. That's for you. Save our clock tower. Save the clock tower to JS2K. And I made a big promise here about toasting you all, but my toasts are weak right now. I'm sorry. Okay. So, tuning in, what is the app overview? Oh, that's a good point. I never talked about that. A lot of people are using How to Drink, I have found out, as their own personal cocktail guide. In fact, so do I. When I need to look up a drink, I go to my YouTube channel and look up how did I make that? Because I want to make it that way again. So I will look that up myself. And found out that YouTube is a terrible way to navigate that. And we made the app, or I made the app with a lot of help from my Discord and also Mr. ChatGPT, so that you could do that. So you can find any drink on the show that I ever made, whether you remember it from the episode it was in, or what the episode was about, or what was in it as an ingredient, or maybe vaguely what the name was, or even what the date or about when it was released, like all of that information. If it's not accessible now, I can tell you it is in the database and I can surface it and make it accessible. In addition to that, you can save drinks that you like into your own personal keeper spot where you will save your favorites so that, you know, if you have 10 or 20 drinks that you go back to all the time, you can just hit that switch. There you go. It's your own personal cocktail Bible. It updates all the time with new episodes as they come out. There are additional features that will be in it down the road, and doodles and dadads and all that stuff. And so that's what it was. It was meant to be to make it easier to use How to Drink as your cocktail guide. And so that's what it is. And I guess I could go back to that again, but then my head gets really small. If I go back to it again, here, this is what the app looks like. It's ugly right now. We're working on that. I'm working on that. I'm making it pretty. You can, I think right now I've got some filters set, and it's hilarious. I can't see that. Okay, so there you go. That's every drink on the show. It's about 1,300 drinks. We can filter multiple different ways. We can, oh my God, this is so hard for me to see. It's not the app's fault, it's my streaming setup's fault. If I wanted to, for some reason I have coconut rum as a base spirit at the moment. There's all the drinks I've made that involve coconut rum. I made a shark bite on the show? Interesting. I forgot. Oh, it was an Applebee's drink. That's why I forgot. Look at that. Can you tag recipes with different vibes? Yes, we're working on that. That takes, I mean, it's the functionality is in there. It's just an issue of physically Meredith and I have to go through 1,300 drinks and apply tags. What I want to do, actually I was just thinking about this, and this might go to the UI really soon, is a suggest tag feature for users so that you can suggest a tag for a drink and then we'll get a notification on our end and Meredith and I can review it and either approve or decline it or something like that. And then maybe set up a drink so that like when there's enough tags on it, like it gets locked and you can't add more tags. I don't know. It's an idea. I don't want it to be, I don't know what paraphonic means. I don't want it to be, I don't want the UI to be overwhelming. Oh wait, Scheiss. Oh, that's a reference to when I was in that swimming pool in Austria. And to you, I say, Scheiße. I am convinced that Germany invented the little B that's actually pronounced like an S so that you would never have to put two S's next to each other ever again. Anyway, because when you don't have that character, you use whatever. Yeah, I think a suggest a tag feature could be coming. I like that idea a lot. Well, yeah, it's been going for 40 minutes, Nico. How long is it planned for? Hour or two? I gotta go carve pumpkins with my kid. Whoa! I'm gonna go with vaguely Canadian for your name. I'm questioning the rest of that. Alan. Would hate to lose out on your content that helped me to meet friends and bartend. Cocktail riffing and nerdy stuff forever. On a separate note, thoughts on Underberg and drinks that showcase it well? Underberg is so fucking expensive. Like when I go to, I was actually gonna do some, they would sell me a 20-ounce bottle. Like I can't buy 300 little friggin', what is they, half-ounce shooters, 1-ounce shooters. Drives me crazy. I have not had, as a result, I haven't played with Underberg very much. You know what I'm saying? I just haven't. So, I owe you a toast. Vaguely Canadian, this is to you, the last Saskatchewan pirate. And if there are any hardcore Canadians in here, you know what that's about. Have you talked about tech stack? I see React and Heroku. Do I have a whole admin panel? I do. I guess I can show you that. There's no like secrets in there. Hold on a second. It'll just take me a sec. It's even harder for me to navigate than this will be, though. Yeah, so it's Postgre on Django running on a Heroku server with another Heroku device doing the front end. So here we are. This is the way she's set up. Going there, zippity-doo-dah. The whole system is called Cocktails. Here are drink ingredients, which somehow stopped showing their names. I don't know why. Oh, drink ingredients that's just an intermediary table. I forget what the term is for that. It's like a reference table because there are ingredients and there are drinks, but drink ingredients are the ingredients in the drinks, which is a reference to both those two things. I think a turning table is what you would call that. Ingredients are here. Look at all that. And then check this out. I made a tool to merge ingredients, which helps a lot because the parser that I built ingests drinks at a crazy rate. Is Skeleton Key published? I have to unpublish it. I swear to God that's unpublished. I thought it was. It was a crazy idea, Brian. We don't need to talk about it right now. It was a crazy idea from a long time ago. Ingredients then have attributes. So if you see like cinnamon syrup has all of these attributes or associated drinks, but they can have attributes which are like sub-things. So like I could do Jamaica rum and then have all the brands of Jamaica rum that I've ever used in case you really specifically want to know in the ingredient thing. Will I make it so that I can change? Oh shit, I'm showing you guys things that I'm not even showing you the app. There it is. There's the backend. Will I make it so that Oz's can switch to milliliters? I'll do that soon. I'll make that a top priority. 2 people have asked me for that. Yes. It's a very simple conversion though. It's an ounce is 30 mils. An ounce is 30 mils. Half an ounce is 15 mils. Quarter ounce is 7 mils. 8 mils. Whatever you like better. So it's super duper simple. All right, Skeleton Key. Ye olden days when the show first started and I was still living in New York, there was still this really cool like secret speakeasy thing happening in the cocktail revival. And my wife and I used to go to these parties called Shanghai Mermaid, which were really cool 1920s parties where we had to get dressed up and they were always at secret locations and there was always these really legit hot jazz bands and tap dancers and burlesque dancers. It was awesome. It was so cool. Just like crazy good live music and it was fucking a blast. And I thought, my God, I want to do something like that. There was this thing called like the Nighthawk cocktail bar, which was like a very like super actually secret cocktail bar that was inside of a water tower or some bullshit. And you had to have like a special pocket watch to get in. Anyway, I had this idea with a friend of mine that we would throw like parties or whatever, and that to get invited, you had to be a Skeleton Key member, and you'd get a real Skeleton Key in the mail with a number on it and stuff, and it'd be like a secret club. And it was stupid, and I have no ability to deliver on it, so I unpublished the Skeleton Key. I hope the hell I did. Member level, and I hope that's not there anymore. Please don't do that. Need more Walt Disney World content. I need to be able to afford to go make more Walt Disney World content. I have to go back. My kids are begging me to. I don't know when I can do that because I'm making money. Actually, the truth of the matter is that it's not even that I'm making less money on the show. It's that I bought a house to make the show in, and I tripled my living expenses. So, okay, so this is the back end. Users, groups of users. In case you're curious, users appear to me like this. I have no idea who you are. There's like nothing in there. I can't get your email, nothing. Drinks. Here are the drinks in the database. Here are the episodes. We can edit these. These guys are associated many-to-many with drinks. These guys are associated many-to-many with tags as well, but we're not really using tags on episodes yet. Syrups has become another many-to-many relationship. Here's the description of the episode. And then if I wanted to edit the drinks in the episode, I can do this. I really want to speed up the back end, but I think it might be kind of not fixable, but like the drinks section of the back end is slow as shit. It's fast on the front, if you've seen. It's just slow on the back. If you stopped buying avocado toast you could afford your house. I did stop buying avocado toast. It's not helping, Dave. It's not helping. Ramsey. So basically, this is probably the reason it's not working. For the Walt Fund! I'll tell you guys one of my favorite stories about Walt in a second. That'll be my... Oh, Dakota Fanning! I didn't know you were here. Thank you so much for showing up. I mean, Dakota Reynolds. HTD forever! Thank you guys very much. For the Walt Fund, here's your toast. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. For Dakota Reynolds, wow, Dakota Reynolds, what would Dakota Fanning and Ryan Reynolds be like confused with each other? I was going to say cross with each other, but what if you confused them into each other? I don't know. Meta jokes for Mr. Dakota, person Dakota Reynolds. I don't know. So people were asking about the back end. Syrups, this was a bitch to figure out because I can't have recipes be in recipes. I'm getting out of here, by the way. And so to put recipes into recipes, so that I wanted syrup recipes to show up in drink recipes, I had to create a system where syrups make a matched ingredient entity that connects to it so that when that ingredient entity is used in a drink recipe, the front end says, aha, I need to make a call for also the syrup and display them next to each other, which allows me to put in a syrup recipe once into the database and then reference it in all of these other drinks. I am having a kind of a Sazerac. It's the lovely. Okay, let's see here. I need a caipirinha. I don't need limes at shorthand, but I do love a caipirinha. Cheers, Greg. Love the show. HED forever. Dakota, I already got you. Oh, that was also your first super, as was Earth Star Review. Earth Star Review sounds like such a hippy-dippy name. I love it. Hello, I'm Earth Star. My parents conceived me while following the Grateful Dead. Synthetic Evil says I need a caipirinha. I do need a caipirinha. I don't know how they toast in Brazil, but I'll toast you as one does in Brazil. What am I drinking? I answered that. Would you make things like orgeat or falernum a liqueur or a syrup? Well, if it has alcohol in it, it's a liqueur, and if it doesn't, it's a syrup. It's very simple. Orgeat, non-alcoholic, syrup. If for some reason you make an orgeat with alcohol in it, it's a liqueur. Falernum, same thing. You ever think about doing an episode around those terrible vodka infusing kits at Hallmarks and the like? I see them spreading. Meredith, are you still here? Because she's asked me to do that many times, and I just feel like it's not gonna, no. I never see them in my day-to-day, and 90% of my audience is me. And by that I mean millennial men who are into gaming and nerd shit. And therefore, it's a good indicator that that's probably not gonna be of interest to the audience. So the real important question is, PyCharm or VS Code, let the fighting start? Daniel Lovett, I can't answer that question. Here's to you. Because I genuinely don't know if I'm using, I don't think I'm using either of those. Oh, Brian Crowers. Brian Crowers, sorry, I came in on your last name there like I hated it. I didn't at all. In my head, I was like Brian Cranston, but also Mr. Crowley, and that's why I had to turn my mouth around it that hard, where it was like Crowers. I couldn't get it out of my mouth the right way. You bring up Hallmark. Here's to you. I hope you are the physically perfect, emotionally ideal lumberjack man baker in a Hallmark movie this holiday season. Anti-holiday gift guide, please. Sure, we could look into that. The sponsors hate it when I do that. Toast in Brazil. Salud. Salud! There we go. Thank you, Gabrielle Rosia. Oh. What a fun toast. Salud! Oh, wait, was that the Hallmark one? Yo, welcome back to live, says Spec Vengeance. Oh, hey, Spec, I have seen you around in the Discord. Spec, tell him how great. Just tell him how great it is to be in the Discord and to be a patron. Well, boy, howdy, let me tell you all something. Why, if you take the link right there in the description of this here video, or go to htdapp.com and follow the prompt to sign on up for the old Patreon. Why, you're going to get access to exclusive cocktails that I keep shooting after the end of an episode. You're going to get access to behind the scenes content. You're going to get access to the HTD app. You're going to get access to our private Discord server, the only official HTD Discord server. You're going to get access to the wildest ride in the wilderness here at HTD. All right, woo! No, seriously, please make the show live forever. Oh, Sergeant Buck. You ever do an episode about sake cocktails? The Destiny 2 cookbook has a recipe for a mule that uses sake infused with cucumber and cilantro. So here is the thing about sake. It has come up on the show a couple times. Sake isn't liquor. I mean, let's back that up again. Liquor is 80 proof spirits. Sake is wine. Slancha. Sake is wine. And that's a little bit like asking, have you ever thought about doing Bordeaux cocktails to me? Sake is weak in flavor and can't really stand up to spirits or even liqueurs as an ingredient. It just kind of gets lost in the mix a little bit. So sake cocktails are difficult to do and limited in scope. So I have thought about it, as you can tell, quite a bit. I just don't know what to do with sake in that regard. I think a lot of people, well, thank you, Will Sullivan, also known as Furtive Espy. I don't know why you're called that. Slancha. No, and so the thing, where do I find the Discord on Patreon? You should, I don't know how it works, honestly, but if you are a patron, you should have access and permissions on the Discord server for How to Drink. So I think it's more like you go to Discord and find How to Drink and you can get in. Plum wine! I have used plum wine in cocktails, but a whole episode about it. So let's talk, to answer some of these questions. Oh, I gotta go back to Brian Crowers. You ever thought about doing Bordeaux cocktail? Bordeaux has shown up in many a cocktail on How to Drink. It is the wine to use if you're making pre-prohibition cocktails that call for wine. All right, somebody was asking me about YouTube cut my revenue, and so I got to answer that question to answer all these other questions. YouTube didn't cut my revenue. YouTube cut my impressions. My channel is getting seen by 1/3 fewer people. And on one hand, you would say, well, that's your fault, Greg, for making content people don't want to watch, because because the reason it could be my fault is because viewership is driven by click-through rate and retention, and that's really true. That's really true. YouTube does not really pick favorites on that. Oh, Elaine, man, you're really taking me. Oh man, going on a Key West cruise stop. What's the one place to drink we shouldn't miss out on? Okay, so you're not going to be there for very long. I'm going to tell you some Key West secrets, Elaine. One, Tiki House just closed. That would have been my favorite spot to drink. General Horseplay is very good for classic cocktails. Shit, man. I shot a whole review of places to drink in Key West and then never did anything with it because it had limited use. If you want real cocktails, go to General Horseplay or any of the bars in their network. I think the Tiki House closed and is going to reopen. There's also a place called the Rum House, if I'm not mistaken, that is up a ways on Duval Street, where they have a huge selection of rums, but they're not really big on cocktails. They're just about having a lot of rums that you can sample. If you are, I know, Timbo, but that's what I'm told. I haven't been. No, I can't afford to go because you're not supporting the show enough. But yeah, I heard my wife was telling me that Tiki House closed, which sucks, man. I loved getting a $10 Mai Tai in a plastic cup, putting it in this double stroller and walking my kids home sipping a Mai Tai. That was the shit. They had like they had window service. You'd go up to the window and get it right there. Sloppy Joe's is probably a great place for a bar, for a beer, but I don't think I would get a cocktail in there. So, yeah, I don't know. There used to be a place called The Other Side, and that was like very good cocktails, and they're gone. That's years and years ago now. But place you shouldn't miss. Okay, if it's a nice day for the beach, don't go to the beaches that people are telling you about. Go to Simonton Beach, which is a beach at the end of Simonton Street, right near where you're going to get off of your cruise ship. Don't tell anyone I told you about that, but it's on the right side of the island to have good visibility in the water. Parrotfish hang out there and eat coral. It's literally the width of a street, so it's small. There is a little spot there to get a beer, and you're right where all the restaurants are. Whereas if you go out to Fort Zachary Taylor, beautiful place, the water is usually pretty murky. And if you are, I don't know when you're going to be there, but if you're going to be there in the summer, there's going to be a lot of this red shit in the water, which is not a red tide, but people call it that. It's this stuff that comes up from Africa. I can't remember the name of it. Sargassum, and it's disgusting. And you're not going to like that at all. But on the other side of the island, on the Gulf side, where Simonton Beach is, and it's the only Gulf side beach on the island, that's going to be great for you. You ever linked the BGM, background musics? So it's just, it's a library of music that is available through Epidemic Sound. I guess I could link to them, but I kind of pay them money to not have to do that, so. But sure, I guess I could do that. I feel like if I'm going to link to them, that I should not have to pay for my account, Sean. That's what I think. And, oh, toasts. Going to Key West on a cruise stop. What's one place I shouldn't drink or at or miss? Okay, this is a slightly deep cut Jimmy Buffett one for you, but my head hurts, my feet stink, and I don't love Jesus. To you, Elaine. And to Sean Schweitzer. There it is. Sean Schweitzer, named for Schweitzer Falls, which was named for Dr. Albert Falls. Okay. Sargassum. Sargassum. I don't know why that's very fun. Oh, the Roost. Yeah, the Roost is another one that's owned by, God, what the hell is, I forget the name, but it's a group that owns all of the those good bars. And they own all the good bars. There's also, fuck. I forget the name of it, but like every drink in it had glitter in it. And frankly, it was a gay bar, but it was an awesome spot. I loved it a lot. I wish I could remember the name of it now, God damn it, but it was the same group. So Timbo, if you know, or no, sorry, if whoever it was that knew the Roost was part of that same bar group, let me know the name of it. It's something 77, I think. Oh, unaired Key West episode, a Patreon exclusive, please. I actually just took the drive like a few weeks ago and that it was on and dug out the footage, and I was gonna do something with it for channel Greg, which is another YouTube channel, Greg from HCD, that I'm still kind of trying to do something with, but I can't figure out what to do with it. But yeah, I could actually probably, I think we have like a rough cut that I could throw onto Patreon. Any type of cocktail would be good for yuzu bitters, lemony bitters. You found it too subtle to work with anything you've tried with. Well, it's a bright and citrusy thing. I would look at it in anything that's gin. In my episode, or vodka actually, why not use it to flavor vodka? Man, just off the top of my head, thinking yuzu, thinking Asian influences, and thinking clear spirits, I'm thinking of the episode I did for Cowboy Bebop, where I think there was a vodka toddy, but that could have been a gin toddy, and if you did either one of those with those yuzu bitters, that'd be nice. I just wonder how much different yuzu bitters is than like a twist of lemon, you know? You know, some people ask me to make bitters on the show, and I've always said, like, yeah, but people used to do that because there was only like one company making bitters, Angostura. And now, you know, and people wanted to make drinks from the old books from pre-Prohibition. And now a billion people are making bitters, and like, you don't need to make your own bitters anymore. But if you really, like, I guess I could do an episode on that. Isn't that weird that I would be like, I'm not making that episode on principle? Like, stupid, Greg. Why don't you make it? People want to see it. JS 2000. JS 2000. I don't know why I felt like that's like a Terminator reference. That's your toast. I just said your name in a bad accent. I think that a cocktail would be good for yuzu bitters. Alan Kampf, I think I already got you with last Saskatchewan Pirate. I'm going to stick with that last one. Synthetic Evil. Oh, and I know you said it didn't make much sense having Meredith on HE much, but she should be a soundboard from time to time. Like in real life, because she is. She's just not on the show so much. I'm going to be playing a one-shot Halloween D&D session on Sunday. I don't know what an MX is. Nico, what is an MX $? Where are you from? And what is that worth? Did you just make me a millionaire? I doubt it. I'm going to be playing a one-shot Halloween session on Sunday My character is an alchemist and thought of making different colored whiskey sours because they are simple. For the mutagens I'll be drinking. Any quick ideas to try? Oh, wow, Nico. Man, that's... Okay. Hang on. Let me come back to that because that's a complicated question to answer. And I got to hit Brandon Jones. Do an episode on Welsh spirits and beers, namely Penderyn whiskey. Oh, I haven't had a hand on Penderyn whiskey. Let me see here. What's a good toast for a Welshie? Is Welshie acceptable, Brandon? For a gentleman of Welsh descent, or origins, perhaps. Your toast would be, Brandon, Excalibur! Okay. Oh God, now I'm gonna get back to you. I swear to God, MX $200. Not sure if this is asked, but you ever try drinking non-American cocktails? Of course. Historically, cocktails are an American art form. And in fact, I hold that the cocktail and jazz music are the two definitive American cocktails and that they are deliciously intertwined. Cocktails, certainly pre-Prohibition, Europe was like, cocktails, hell no. They weren't interested in them. And so therefore there's not a great tradition of cocktails in Europe. Certainly there are cocktails now in Europe, and the cocktails that were kind of associated with Europe were made by American bartenders who went to Europe in Prohibition. So you talk about like Harry Meckelone and all those guys. You know, like the New York bar in Paris and stuff like that. So, sure, cocktails from Europe, European cocktails. Is that an episode? I don't know. Favorite gin? You know, Tanqueray. It's a standard. You know why I like it? Because it's the right gin to use in every gin cocktail. That's the answer. If I was into sipping gin, I might have a different answer. But mostly when I use a London Dry gin, I want to use the gin that will work in the cocktail, and Tanqueray is the answer there. Cocktails just sound vulgar. Sometimes the way I say it does. Recently picked up a bottle of P31 in Europe. I don't know what the hell that is. Mixed between chartreuse and Larcasardo. Interesting. Okay. I got to get back to this D&D question. So, different colored whiskey sours, because they're simple for the mutagens I'll be drinking. First off, how many cocktails are you going to have during this one shot, Nico? Keep it, as a person who's been a dungeon master a lot, please don't get drunk at the table. You'll be obnoxious to deal with, okay? You got to stay on top of it. I'm going to say you can have two drink maximum at your table, because you're going to be playing for 3 hours. Maybe I'll give you a third drink if you space them out carefully, Nico. If you space them out carefully, okay? So what I would look into is a New York sour, which has a float of red wine on it. Ooh, delicious. Shaken whiskey drinks, they tend to have a difficulty with color, but what you could do is do a double shooken one where you do your whiskey and your simple in one shaker with some butterfly pea blossom petals. Shake that up, strain that into a glass, then shake up your lemon with a little bit of ice so you get that diluted and wet too, and strain that into it. You're going to see a color changing transition as the pea blossom goes from a deep blue to a light red. That's a good one for a mutagen. Otherwise, I would consider doing, if you could do something layered. Man, this is tough off the top of my head. Sort of a layered whiskey sour. How would I do a layered whiskey sour? I would just embrace the sweetness of the whole concept. I would take, I would do grenadine and, so here's what I would do. I would do a half an ounce of grenadine. I would do an ounce and a half of like your whiskey of choice, and I would do a half ounce of Fireball. I would shake those up and make it kind of, that would be red and sweet, and put that on the bottom, I guess is what I would do. And then I would shake up my lemon and a little simple, you figure that out, maybe even an egg white with a drop of blue food coloring in it. And then I would pour that across the top of the drink, and I would let them intermingle. Man, you put me on the spot here, Nico. And I don't even know what an MX $200 is. I might have done all that brain work for like 20 cents for all I know. All right. Ever tried? No. I gotta get through all these. Oh, why'd my phone ring? Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I gotta fix that. Okay. Important text messages here. My dad called me. Ryan Ivanoff wants me to pay him. Okay. Centered around guaro. I've been having fun with a bottle of kakik. I don't even know what guaro is, so I have to look into that. Okay, wait, I owe people toasts as well. Holy shit. I did Excalibur for Brandon Jones. A bottle of P31 in Europe. To that I say, this is your toast, and I'm thinking of a P51. Get mail, boys! For Bryant Keith. I'm not sure if this was asked, you're dry drinking non-American cocktails. No, but to that I say, cheers, my good man. Oh, non-American, I said European. There's a whole thing with cocktails in Japan, but a lot of them are American cocktails made in a Japanese style, which is more about the forms and presentation of the drink than the drink itself. And then also there are kind of club drinks in Thailand and stuff like that weird jellyfish shot that you see on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. No, I haven't really thought much about making them. Favorite gin, to Cat Wood. Cat, would you? I don't know what else the toast would be for Cat. Captain Rack. Ever consider doing an episode around guaro? No idea what that is. But to you I say, Captain, oh my Captain, are you wearing your red shirt or your brown pants tonight? If you don't know that joke, look it up. How about an episode on Japanese whiskey? I have talked about Japanese whiskey on the show a little bit. Topato Motato. I can explain a little bit more about that. Japanese whiskey is Scotch. It could almost be regarded as an extra region of Scotch. It is entirely influenced and based upon principles of Scotch making that were brought back to Japan from Scotland by, I forget the fella's name, I apologize. But also, up until very recently, there were no guidelines on how to make Japanese whiskey at all, and so there was no guaranteeing that any of it was even in fact whiskey. I think that just recently, like within the last couple of years, they put some protected classes around whiskey for Japan. And so maybe it is finally time to do a visit on that, like a look at that. The goal ended, no, what are you saying? It says 14 out of 50, I need more. I thought of a Rebecca Smash layered, but I wanted to see if you had any other quick things I could try. Mexican peso. Oh, $10. Okay, Nico, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to sound like I was grubby. I just thought it was funny. That's funny though. I didn't know MXN was the abbreviation for Mexican peso. Mexican. Of course it is. We need more symbols. The dollar sign has been dominant for too long. Okay, we need more monetary symbols. Used to have the pound, the lira. I don't know, does euro have a symbol? Yeah, it's like an E with slashes. We need more symbols. The peso should have its own symbol other than just MX. Okay, yeah, I forgot I made a Rebecca Smash. That's a great drink. You should do that. Is it time for me to have a drink? Probably. Still working but stressed. Mitchell, it's via the Patreon. Why don't we talk about the Patreon? Whoa! Wait a second, I've already done the prospector. Who else can I do? I was thinking about grabbing myself a... I need a character now, right? I need a character. Well, I declare, if you use the link in the description of this video, you're going to take yourself over to the Patreon. And if you sign up for that there Patreon, you become a supporter of the greatest TV show here on the YouTubes. This character has run its course. I can't maintain that accent. I don't know why. It was somewhere between Narlands and Bing Crosby, and it was very inconclusive. I apologize. I'm embarrassed by all of that. I can't answer that call right now, Dad. Sorry, but I'm a woman. Sorry to embarrass you. What? Cat 1561780 I don't believe we've interacted. I don't know how you could have embarrassed me, unless it's in reference to the fact that my audience is 90% male, which remains true regardless of whether or not you are a woman. Anyway, I'm supposed to be filming, says Glenn and friends. Glenn, hey man, how you been? How you been? Glenn and friends. We should be friends. We are friends. Here's a toast to Mr. Glenn and friends, whose recipe for 1860 whatever Coca-Cola was instrumental in my making of the Nuka-Cola episode. So Glenn, thank you very much. Lesser known Mexican cocktails. Well, hard for me to know about the lesser known Mexican cocktails, if indeed they are so lesser known. I do want to do an episode on, not horchata, although I guess you would do it in the same episode. I can't think of the name of it right now. The fermented pineapple stuff. I made it once and it was the most something went wrong with my ferment. It was horrifying. It tasted like Bengay. But I had some at a Mexican restaurant that was divine. And I really want to make that. That was so good. Okay. What was the question I was answering? As I understand it, $sign is like an S with two pillars in it, and the sign for a peso is an S with only one pillar on it. Nah, I don't think that's true, Nico. We use them both ways, 2 or 1. I heard something Elvis adjacent in there. Elvis, I think, would be a little deeper. What would Elvis sound like if he had if in fact he had a voice? What would Elvis sound like if in fact he could speak? Yeah, on January 1st, YouTube shit on me. And I'm not complaining about the algorithm, which I've been meaning to explain. I really have to get back to it, because I think that's of interest to a lot of people. I should travel to Mexico. I should get over my fear of flying. I have a serious problem with flying. Have you ever had an industry sour? Of course. Chartreuse and Fernet. Would you recommend anything in that realm? Need to diversify. I mean, I fucking love Fernet, and I've been using it more and more in my drinks. So yeah, I mean, Fernet with a dasher top on it should be in your bar. It should be in my bar, in fact. I don't even have my own setup like that. Tepache is pineapple fermented. There is also pulque, which is fermented agave. Yes. I've not had pulque. I understand that pulque is closer to beer in terms of proof, and that tepache is like kombucha. And I really like tepache. What's that company? It's probably super gringo-y. Caliente or whatever it is. They make canned tepaches. They're delicious. Okay. Proud to be a Patreon member. Thank you very much, Michael. This one goes out to you. Okay. How do you source mezcal in Europe? I cannot help you with that. I am not an import expert. Greg, meet us in Cancun the week of November 8th. We will drink some Mexican cocktails. Oh, how I would love to do that, Glenn and Friends Cooking. However, my fear of flying is going to get in the way of that, and also my fear of bankruptcy. So, let me explain how YouTube works. People often complain about the algorithm screwing them, and I think that people who watch YouTube hear that and they think, God damn it, my favorite YouTuber's getting fucked by goddamn YouTube. And it's not fair, because it's not really true. However, I will say that on January 1, there was some seismic shift in the algorithm, because while I've been watching, kind of declining viewership since the end of the pandemic, it really stepped off the deep end, not like this, but like, oh, my viewership just got dropped off a cliff. And I think that is because YouTube may have turned on some new sorting algorithms and some new subject matter, what's the term that they use? Subject matter authority algorithms on that day, i.e. AI, and it rejiggered what Google thought was right and surfacing. That said, what remains true is that if you have a high click-through rate and good watch time, YouTube will give your content to more and more people, because YouTube's business is making money. They have no political agenda whatsoever, except that they would like to be taxed less, subsidized more, and richer, because that's what they are. Oh, and they definitely do not want antitrust suits. So, if anything, like all large companies, they're Republicans. But if you think about it this way, right? The product of any ad-supported thing is you, the audience, and the client is them, the advertisers, and I'm just the medium. I'm just the vehicle for connecting those two things together. I'm the magazine. The magazine isn't the product. The ads in the magazine are the client, the product. I mean, the audience is the product, but whatever. And so YouTube cares about keeping eyes on the platform so that they can sell those eyeballs to advertisers. That's how it works. They don't have any authority, YouTube, and I know this is gonna sound really hard to understand. They can't just decide, we're gonna pay people less. Because we have a contract with YouTube. I have a contract that breaks down, and Glenn will echo this, exactly what percentage of the revenues I'm entitled to that we generate, me and YouTube, in partnership together. It's locked in. So essentially, the more money YouTube makes, the more I make, and they can't suddenly be like, by the way, Greg, we're breaking our contract you signed. Now instead of, I think it's 60%, you're gonna get 30%. You know, they can't do that. They don't have that ability. And they certainly don't want to sell ad space for less money because that's their revenue. You know, the only way they can make me make less money on purpose would be to either just decide that nobody should watch my content, which why would they do that? Because that's bad for them. Or decide, well, we'll all make less money together. We're gonna take all these advertisements and instead of selling them $12 a thousand impressions, we're gonna sell them for $6 a thousand impressions just to fuck that guy. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And so that's the thing. And I don't know if other YouTubers who complain about the algorithm fucked me and YouTube's got an agenda against me don't understand how the business works, or do understand how the business works and are relying on their fans not to understand how the business works. And so the reason you get demonetized, or that, and that's I guess true, right? Like they could say, hey, we watched this video, we're gonna flag it yellow because it's not appropriate for all advertisers. Well, what that means is that if YouTube sells ads that wind up on your video, advertisers might be annoyed about it. They might say, holy shit, we are Chase fucking Bank, and you put us on a video about crazy conspiracy theories, about weird adrenochrome shit that, like, I cannot believe you would associate us with that garbage. Oh my God. And then Chase says, we're buying less ads. In fact, maybe we'll take our business elsewhere because you have no control, obviously, over who you're associating us with. You have no control over your platform, right? Well, in that case, YouTube is gonna say, when you make a video like that, they're gonna say, we're taking you out of the package. We're taking you out of this video is not going into the package that we're offering to our clients, the advertisers. Sorry. So you have to like go out of your way to get demonetized or just make content that is unpalatable to advertisers. Why does YouTube only care about money? Fuck you, it's a business. Why does YouTube not want to support my crazy conspiracy theories about the doodly daddy daddies? And they're trying to suppress my voice. I guess, if that's the way you want to phrase it, so be it. But it's really just about money and making the customers happy. So I mentioned CPM. That is Latin or perhaps French, I don't know, for coste per mille, which is the price per thousand impressions, which is one of many ways to think about the pricing of advertising when, and I bring this up sometimes too, Chase Bank, let's say, Widgets Incorporated says, YouTube, I'd like to run some ads. They don't say, and I want them on the How to Drink show. I really like the cut of that fella's jib, and I want to put some advertisements on the How to Drink show. It doesn't work that way, and if it did, advertising on the internet would be just as valueless as advertising on TV and radio. What's amazing about the internet is that, no, I don't have to say that. I could say, I want you to show my advertisements and I'm gonna buy 1 million impressions, which is 1 million opportunities for people to see the ads. Not 1 million people watching the ads, 1 million opportunities for people to see the ads. That's an impression. I'm gonna buy 1 million of them. And I want them to be served to 18 to 34-year-old men with at least a passing interest in knitting, with at least an associate's degree, who speak English and at least one other language, and who live within 2 hours of a coast. Can you do that for me? Absolutely, YouTube says. I'm gonna find you 1 million goddamn pairs of eyeballs right now. And then they offer them to that person. But other people want those same million eyeballs because there's only so much real estate to go around. And YouTube wants more real estate, which is why they care about increasing watch time. But there's only so much more real estate to go around, eyeballs, and so they can't sell those eyeballs to the same person twice very easily, unless they just start putting more ads on stuff, which, you know, YouTube is, of course, they want to keep watch time high, so they try to gauge audience temperament so they don't shove people off the platform. And so they say, hey, listen, and this is just like on eBay, well, a lot of people want to buy those eyeballs, and there's only so many to go around. How much are you willing to pay? How much are you willing to pay? And computationally, just like on eBay, people bid up the price of those, right? And so the more in demand your audience, or the more in demand an audience is, the more valuable it is. The less in demand an audience is, the less valuable it is, right? So there's a lot of things that go into what makes an audience more or less valuable, like how much disposable income they have, what kinds of products they buy, how often they buy those products, etc. What do advertisers think about that audience, right? So all of those things go into that. And what controls my CPM is how much of all of those demographics I happen to capture. I happen to capture the, 18 to 34 male English-speaking demo very well. And therefore, my ads are priced accordingly. The ads that might get served on my channel, though, are not for people who are interested in finance. If I had a finance-centric channel and my audience was interested in finance, woo, I can make a lot more money, right? So that's like the kinds of things that go into that. And so, again, YouTube really can't just stick their thumb on the scale and fuck me. It's not in their interest, it's not my interest, it's just bad business, right? So, that's how it all works. Somebody brought up, why does YouTube do this to you? They didn't really, not on purpose, and so I can't be upset about that. I gotta go back though and answer some paid for questions. Topato Matato, finish the cocktail I'm working on. 2 ounces of bourbon, 3/4 of an ounce of creme de cacao, 3/4 of an ounce fresh orange juice. It needs one more thing. It needs lemon. I would 100% consider adding a 1/4 ounce of lemon in that, because, or I would acid adjust your orange juice, because the acidity is very low and the sweetness is very high. That cocktail's way out of balance. I would also encourage you to garnish it with a twist of lemon, because chocolate and lemon, they go together so stupid well. And honestly, you've got too much orange in there anyway. I would not, if it was the other way, if it was lemon juice, then I would say garnish it with a twist of orange, because orange and chocolate go together well. But it's the aromatic oils that you want. The juice, I think you have too much juice personally, but that's my own opinion. Those are some ideas. I'm not gonna say that's definitive. Greg, I would love a food pairings vid. The wrong pairings can really ruin a good drink for you. I can't relate to that, so it's gonna be hard for me to do that. I do appreciate the $10, John McCarty. John McCarty, to you, your toast is, are you now or have you ever been? I don't know, I'm running out of gas here, guys. And Tapata Matado, you get a toast. You say Tapato, I say Matado. Let's call the whole thing off. If I just made fun of your actual name, fuck me. Hot sauce and cocktails. Yeah, check out the Cagney's Breakfast and, oh God, what was that? It's a Gordon's Breakfast. Cagney's Breakfast is like my own riff on the Gordon's Breakfast, if I'm not mistaken. Check out the Gordon Breakfast. I don't think you're running out of gas. Lol. Am I saying hi and goodbye? What'd I miss? I don't know. Norton? Norton? Okay, so let me talk about the How to Drink app, which I haven't talked about in a while. The How to Drink app is a thing. Oh, this isn't the app. This is the back end of the app, so that I was showing people how that works. I built this thing. It's called the How to Drink app. It is a web app, and it goes there at htdapp.com. If you happen to use How to Drink as your personal cocktail guide, and you have been, I can't keep track of where it is. It's over here. If you've been using How to Drink as your personal cocktail guide, and doing that off of YouTube sucks, and it does, I made a How to Drink app. Look at it. I made it. It's cool. I made it. I didn't hire anybody to make it. I made it. And it's a patron benefit So you have to be on my Patreon, and if you go to HTD app, it'll direct you thusly. And if you use the link in the pin, not in the pin comment, if you use the link in the video description, stream description, that'll take you thusly over to Patreon. And it will enable you to sign up so that you can get the How to Drink app, which is a web app, so you can use it as your desktop or on your phone. And in there, if I can get my mouse over that screen, you'll find all the episodes and all the drinks on the show. And you can, and I should point out, this is very much in beta. So things are developing and changing and getting fixed all the time. And in our private How to Drink Patreon Discord, you can talk to me about it and tell me what's wrong with it. You can switch your filter type from and to or. You can show only your favoriteest drinks that you've already selected as your favorite drinks in there, because you can tag things as favorite. You can filter by preparation method. You can filter by ingredients. Like right now we're doing coconut rum. I don't really think we want to filter by coconut rum. You can filter by sub-ingredients like liqueurs and mixers and all that jazz. You can filter by the media, like the thing it's from. For example, if you wanted to see things that I made for the Elder Scrolls, well, there they are. You can do all of that and more. For example, you could take a stringer bell and add it to your keeper. And now, when we go back to drinks and we hit your only favorites, you'll see that the stringer bell is one of my favorites. You should be able to. Do I see that? Yes. The screen that I'm looking at, I'm not even exaggerating, is this large, so it's really hard for me to see what's going on. And all of that and more, such as behind-the-scenes content, such as exclusive cocktails, such as Greg softly crying into a pillow while he laments the choices he made in his life, can be yours on Patreon. Use the link in the video description or at htdapp.com. I'm so used to going up here in the corner, but it's not up here in the corner. I don't have that. All right. Whoop! Look at that. I built an animation on an A10 Mini. Not easy. I really want to have this better. And honestly, I really can't stress enough how much it is necessary for the survival of this show, i.e. me not needing to get a day job, for the Patreon to be healthy. And that's why I am constantly now trying to find new ways to make the Patreon a thing that people want to use. Greg softly crying into a pillow is my favorite weekly live stream. I love the app, love the show, vaguely indifferent about the host. Fair enough. That guy sucks. I've heard he's a goddamn communist. Some people say that in my comments. Love the food pairings. John McCarty, that's the last. Okay, I'm just looking to make sure I don't miss any super chats. Those are important. Also, a UX, UI designer, if you ever need any design help. We have an entire channel in my Discord for designing the app, and you are welcome to come in there and yell at me. Currently unemployed, but you're one of the 3 Patreons I will be joining. Michael, don't do that to yourself. What would Dave Ramsey say? Please don't do anything that, you shouldn't do. Make it a paid app on the store native too. No, I won't do it. I will not do that. Not yet anyway. So I kind of like it being a patron exclusive for a number of reasons. However, I will say the back end of it can serve many front ends. And so the idea that the data set that is currently being refined to support the front end could support, in fact, another front end that is a paid app on the App Store, of course, is in my mind. Fix this. Half an ounce of grenadine, 3/4 an ounce of Midori, 3/4 an ounce of green chartreuse, 3/4 an ounce of gin. All right, let's do it. Midori and chartreuse. Jesus, you sadistic bastard. I think I got 3/4 of an ounce in there. If I don't, maybe not. I just want you to know, I don't do this for everybody, but your idea was so stupid. Sorry. We got grenadine too? Jesus. Okay, and gin. Do I have any gin on hand? I should have a bottle of London Dry. I gotta go around. Do I have no gin here? I got no gin? How'd that even happen? All right, hold on. I got the gin. Sure. Use this. It's not empty. All right, let's try that. Let's get. Boop. Now you can watch me make the drink. Okay. Get out there where the drink is happening. We want half an ounce of grenadine. Hell of a lot of grenadine. It's gonna be very sweet, isn't it? And if you are currently super chatting, I will get to those. I promise. I just have to keep this on screen for the moment or else I won't know what I'm doing. All the way back up in there. 3/4 of an ounce of Midori. An obscene amount of Midori. Ah! 3/4 of an ounce of green chartreuse. Oh, nailed it. I had exactly that left. Shed a tear for this empty bottle of chartreuse. And 3/4 of an ounce of gin. So you're going for a variation on a... For some reason, my brain only connected this. You're going for a variation here on a last word, but we have no citrus. That's probably what's going to be missing here. You have to have citrus. Do I have a cocktail glass handy? Let me get a glass. Yeah, that's fine. I don't even know what I just knocked over. Whew, that glass is dusty. I'll be using that. Patreon, Patreon, Patreon makes the show possible. If you don't support the Patreon, how to drink will die. Is it too much? Have I gotten too needy? I'm pretty needy. Greg, how do you do that without smashing your hand? It's actually less hard than you think. It's more about having your elbow at the right height and getting the round part of this to hit it just in the right spot. Holy shit. This fucking monitor tried to fall over. All right, I'm naming this drink Swamp Piss. It's hideous. I hope you don't mind me giving you a hard time about this. It's with love, it's with love. Oh my God. Good Lord, is that sweet. Oh my God. I'll be right back. Hold on, guys. You can still hear me. I'm on a wireless. I need citrus, and I don't have any. Like 10 minutes. Okay. So, let's put this back in the shaker. So that's super sweet. I'm gonna do... Let's see if I can do lime. These limes suck. It's probably going to be a blend. But I mean, like, I think that's what's really missing here is you need acid for that drink to work. Come on. Break. All right, there we go. Ounce of lime juice, get that in there. If it's a shake and drink, it should probably have some acidity in it. That at least tilts it in the right direction. Actually, that makes it a lot better. Still probably sweeter than most people would want, but the thing it's missing is bitterness, in my opinion. I think we need some bitterness in that recipe. Increasingly, I might be reaching for Fernet with that, for that answer. You know, I do kind of wonder about this. This has like it smells like witch hazel. This is Americano Brutto. I'll do like a bar spoon of that in there. Boy, do I hate the color of this drink, but that's okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, now we got something we're going on. It's still very sweet, but it also has that sweetness balanced by tartness, and then the bitterness adds another beat of evolution to it that it has to turn around on. I like that a little bit. I like that reasonably well. So there you go, Rain Dance Bushcraft. Here to you. I don't know why I decided to do that, Mr. Rain Dance. Good day. You may or may not like. Oh man, I really like what that Brutto Americano does to a drink. I'm probably going to use that a lot more in the future. Let's get caught up on these super chats because I have been a jerk. Oh, that was it. Okay, cool. Nothing to catch up on. What about some anisette feels? There's some absinthe. Yeah, honestly, like a spritz of absinthe over the top of this. I mean, now we're getting just maximalist. We're throwing as much of it at it as we can. Probably not the worst idea. I mean, it's going to take it in another direction. Yeah, I don't think you need that. I don't think you need that. Woo! Where's the dead horned beast that wears fists of shit? Gary. I think we named him Gary in our house. Well, Meredith named him Steve because he used to live with Meredith. He's in another room of the house. I stopped using him for two reasons. One, people kept complaining that he was off center, which I think you're nuts. It would have been worse if it was on center, like directly behind my head. That would have been weird. And two, people kept saying, accusing me of being a hunter, either in a positive or negative way, and it was just an antique. It was my wife's grandfather's from 1953. And I didn't really want to have to answer questions about being or not being a hunter. And then when I got rid of it for a little while, I mean, maybe still even, I got questions about like, what happened to the deer head? And if I answered them, hey, listen, I got rid of it because blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, you gave into the woke mind virus, I see. So I get that stuff too. Greg, big fan of the show. Hope you would eventually try to make my favorite cocktail. It's called an Embassy. Brandy, rum, Grand Marnier, lime juice, bitters, and sparkling water. That sounds pretty cool. Bones, I might try to make that actually, in fact. Well, here's to you. Oh, we need to name this. Do we have a name for this? Oh, big fan of the show. Ever thought about trying Ale 8? I might have a bottle. I did have a bottle, but I drank it. There's some other lovely things in here that I might want to drink. Oh my. Beers, some sweet things. Sorry, no Ale 8, but I do have this root beer. And seeing it made me want to drink it for some reason. It goes so well with these drinks. Oops, wrong button. Oh wow, that's extremely vanilla. Super duper vanilla, but very rooty. Nice. I had Ale 8. I liked it a lot, actually. Or Ale, it's actually Ale 8-1, but the way it's written is insane. Oh, Rain Dance, why'd you delete it? No! Rain Dance! I wanted to know the name of your drink. God damn it. How closely do you identify with the protagonists from Disco Elysium? What's your favorite aspect of that game? I don't identify with the protagonist from Disco Elysium. And what is your favorite aspect? I haven't finished it. I was really into it for a while, and I did keep falling asleep because it was like reading a novel, and when my gaming happens, it was putting me to bed. But I liked it. My favorite aspect of it, fail states. No, my favorite aspect of it is that you don't know what your character sheet means, and you don't know anything about the world you're in. That's my favorite aspect about it. So that like when you, as you go through the game, does he have jamais vu? Because I do have jamais vu, Noodle McGee, and it sucks. It's the worst thing ever. I don't know if jamais vu turns up in Disco Elysium or not, but I hate it. Yeah, and so I don't know exactly that's what it is. Just not understanding like the being thrown into this world without any explanation of anything how it works. Liking your videos on Oddball Sodas. Have you ever thought about trying AL8? I have it. I shot it. It wasn't a good episode. It just didn't work. But it is AL8 1. Trying to catch up here. Oh shit! Where'd that go? It just disappeared. Bones48, fan of the show. Favorite embassy cocktail. Okay, cool. We're caught back up. I think. I wouldn't mind a collab with Max Miller. We've chatted. Why does Greg like it? Because he's a communist, and every communist's favorite pastime is to drink, is dunking on other communists. Duh. Okay. I didn't realize jamais vu was like a thing in that game, but at the time, I don't know that I had identified my jamais vu as a jamais vu. Yeah, I have occasional, maybe even semi-frequent bouts of jamais vu from my epilepsy. And let me tell you, it's not cool. I don't like it. It's the reverse, if you're not familiar, of déjà vu. Déjà vu, which is the experience of, oh, I've been here before, or I've had this as a dream, which does not, in my experience, lead to vibes of disassociation. It's kind of a neat feeling. Whereas jamais vu, which is, how did I get here? This is all brand new. No, I have been here. I have a memory of this entire moment up to this, but my feelings are telling me I just slipped into my body and took the wheel. That's a strange feeling. I don't like it. I don't like it. Very distancing. Have you ever tried making a favorite cocktail, the Drunk German? Wait, oh, your favorite cocktail. Like a rum and coke, but Jägermeister and root beer. No, I've never tried. Thought about trying it, but why not? I happen to have a bottle of Jägermeister in front of me, or root beer in front of me, I should say. Let me tell you, cocktails and camera equipment, they are not good bedfellows because you could spill. You know, that's bad. It's not good to do that. Where's that bottle of Jaeger? Is that the cold brew or is that the regular? All right, Jägermeister. This is probably the wrong glass for it too. I probably need something tall. Yep, I'll use this bongy, cocky looking glass. Never use it on the show because it looks like either a bong or a cock, or both. I'm gonna assume we're doing like 1.5 ounces of Jaeger. Seems like a lot, but all right. It's gonna totally go over. Apparently in some circles this is called a drunk German. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Ooh, I actually really like that. It just kind of increases the root beeriness of the root beer. Thanks, Downskated. I just got real dizzy. The exact same person that calls Greg that. Tell him to stop. We don't like it. Do we have... Oh, is a 15-minute timer on the Super Chats? I didn't realize that. That's funny. I just thought, like, yeah, why is it not adding to that? It's this 14 out of 50. It should keep going. All right, well, so... will you do an episode on chartreuse substitutes because of the shortage? Wait, that's back? I already said that. I think other people have done it, and maybe I could do it. I probably should. Greg's a socialist, get a communist. Not get it right. I mean, social democrat. I don't know. I don't want to get political. My Greg is not a communist. He may be a liar, a big fat communist, but he's not a porn star. I don't know how I did it, but I just slipped on George C. Scott very well there. Jamais vu is definitely disassociating. Yeah. So JS2K. Sometimes some edibles make me jamais vu extra hard if I have too much of them. And then it's just about the worst night of my life. It's just like, hello, I'm here. Hello, I'm here. Hello, those words are coming out of my mouth. How did I get that? How did that happen? Wow, I've been saying all those words. Oh my God. Not my favorite. I don't care what Greg is. He's cool. Well, he is to you. For the record, I'm a 46-year-old woman. My profile pic is that of a friend, and it's an internet thing in the other world where that's a thing. It's Ricky from Ice 9 Kills. Okay. I just like, for the record, have you ever, you're 46, you probably remember this sketch. It's the dance character that, it wasn't Sherry O'Terry, it was Molly Shannon. Yeah, I used to do on SNL, the dancer. She was so great. And I love dance! That's just for the record. I'm a 46-year-old woman. Hit that way for me. Hey, this is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. It's my studio. And I get it. I get it. I get it. Alcohol intensifies THC. Yeah, they just told me that's about crossfading, which I don't like doing. What drinks would you recommend for people? What the hell is going on here? For people who want to make drinks but are new. I always tell you to make a good whiskey sour, a really good Sally O'Malley, and I love dance. Yeah, she is the best. I'm shooting an episode like tomorrow, I think, for the drinks of Only Murders in the Building, and she's in season 4, and she is a joy. Oh my God, I wish I was like Babish, because then I could have Molly Shannon on the show with me. Instead, I'm a grimy guy who drinks in a garage. Oh, to be Babish and get all the celebrities to come on my show. Yeah, I love to kick, stretch, and kick. What is he drinking? Apparently I'm having something called the Drunk German, which is pretty cool. And we never named this, and the guy who invented it showed up, paid money for me to fix it. I think I fixed it a little bit. And then deleted his comment and never gave me a name. I wish he would. Sounds like the time I took DMT. Having these epiphanies. And the previous epiphany was BS, and now I understood how the world works. So I called it swamp water. I did do a collab with Babish many years ago. Babish, Greg, and Townsend. Wow. No, I'm not superior to Babish. It's not like that. A grimy guy mixing mostly good shit in his garage. Yeah. Swamp piss and a drunk German. Oh boy. I drink beer in my garage with my best bros while working on cars. I like the sound of that, John McCarty. For the record, I like Greg even if he's a communist. Nice. I did call it Swamp Fizz. I hope that wasn't really offensive. Your favorite movie, favorite noir. Actually, it's the same. I always say that my favorite movie is Sunset Boulevard, which is also my favorite noir. Sunset Boulevard, so good, so very, very good. But I also love Return of the Living Dead, which I think is literally a perfect film. So I would tell you that Sunset Boulevard and Return of the Living Dead are on equal footing. They are equally good. How do you like that? Super Dirty Pickle. Howdy, sir. I love the channel. Favorite cocktail with banana liqueur, specifically Gifford? Off the top of my head, I don't think I can tell you. But maybe the How to Drink app could tell us. Let's see. I don't know if I have banana liqueur in here as an ingredient officially yet. That might be tricky. Oh, I might actually. Bailey's? No. Creme de banana. There we go. So by the way, if you're new to the stream, this stream is all about the fact that I made an app. I made an app for How to Drink. It's up there. And if you are a member of my Patreon, and you should be, god dang it, you can get in there on the link, not in the link, in the link in the description, or by going to htdapp.com. You will have access to the HDD app, which will allow you to use my show, I'm showing favorites this way, as your own personal cocktail guide. Okay, so I got A Night in Tunisia, Tokyo Sunset, A Man to Play in a Canal, and The Last Drink. I think I'd like The Man to Play in a Canal. Okay, so this was a variation I did on a rum runner that was definitely better than a... oh, no, it was a variation on something I did at a Rainforest Cafe, but looking at the ingredients, it's a variation on a rum runner. And I didn't hate that. How about The Last Drink? That is a really weird... oh, that would probably be it, actually, because that's a last word with banana in it. That's probably my favorite banana liqueur drink. Archer's Peppermint Patty, probably not my favorite, but it probably isn't that bad. And the Tokyo Sunset, what episode is this from? Drinking Around Epcot, no. All right, so go with that. Go with The Last Drink. There you go. Creme de banana, chartreuse, plantation pineapple, and 1 ounce of lime and equal parts of lime juice. That's probably it. So, if you want access to the private Discord that is just for my patrons, if you want exclusive content that is just for my patrons, if you want this show to exist, that is for everybody, if you want access to HTD app, which is still in development and very much in beta and a thing that I am working on every day because it's kind of an obsession of mine at this point, to the detriment of every other aspect of my life and the show. If you want all of that and more, you really, please, must check out my Patreon, please, so that the show can continue to go and live. Please. Please. I need you to live. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Oh, and alternative to egg whites. I did a whole episode on that, and I think that generally speaking, my favorite answer was aquafaba. Just make sure you use a can that doesn't have salt added. You have to use the unsalted aquafaba. Thank you, Samantha Crouch. Bonnie Crouch's forgotten sister, I assume. Or is she the mother? I don't even know. How to pair drinks with hard drugs. Don't! You make my day if you could make and fix a drink of mine. It's called the Purple People Eater. It's Blanco tequila, blue curacao, grenadine, and lime. Probably never see this bidet. First off, James Ball, I see it. John McCarty is correct. Acid's gonna fix that, and de-sweetening it's gonna fix it too. So right now you got blue curacao and grenadine. That is 2 sweeteners. I would say do the grenadine. The grenadine's not adding much in this drink. I would take your grenadine down to a quarter. Let's assume that you're working from equal parts. I would say take your grenadine down to 1/4 ounce and take your curacao up to 3/4 ounce. I might also tell you to do half and half, but replace your curacao with something like Cointreau, which is much tartar and less sweet. Then I would do, Greg, you are friends, goals, to be frank and seriously. Okay. Oh, I'm goals to have a friend like me. You don't know. You don't know what I'm like when this camera turns off and I suddenly go cold. Yeah, so think about the relationship between your Blue Curacao and your grenadine, because that's a lot. Otherwise, Blanco Tequila and Lime, those guys are best buddies ever. The thing that's in the mix there that's kind of fucking with with the tequila and the lime is the Curacao and the grenadine. So the balance is in that, and then if you get that right, I think that you have space in that spectra of flavors, if you so desire, for an earthy, bitter component. And to that, I would say you could probably tash in a bar spoon of this, like Campari if you wanted, or something like an Americano, or something like Fernet, or just Angostura bitters to round out the flavor profile. I think that will give you a nice drink. I would consider garnishing that with, you don't need it, but a twist of orange wouldn't break the drink. My regular how to drink website is barely used, but it's a good point. I gotta go. A Night in Tunisia is classic jazz. Yes, exactly. It absolutely is. Greg, you're a fantastic gentleman, and I started following you a few years ago, and you've inspired me to invest in keeping a fully stocked bar setup so I can be classy when I'm entertaining guests. Well, John, what a wonderful thing to hear about you. A Patreon Discord is pretty cool. One night in Bangkok makes the world your oyster. Do you know that song is about a chess tournament? Figure that one out. It's about a chess tournament. Any reason I never see people using bottled egg whites for cocktails? No, I don't know. Bottled egg whites exist. I don't know. Would you do a drink for Xenon, girl of the 21st century? No. What's your favorite drink with Amaro de Ango? I don't know any drinks with Amaro de Ango than the ones I made. So, those. And you'll find them if you use the app, because off the top of my head, I couldn't even tell you. I use it all the time. I love that stuff. The chess tournament. No, the chess tournament is held in South Beach. It requires wet t-shirts. Midnight Local episode drinks! Would you do a Lord of the Rings? I did do a Lord of the Rings drink. I made Entwash. Thoughts on the sourdough? It's so stupid. I hate it. Curious, I'd say people don't use those bottles unless they use a lot of egg whites, because it's like 30 whites, minimum. Oh, interesting, I don't know. The greatest period of international cinema in the American market. Oh, I agree with you. Super Dirty Pickle, you are correct. Yes, I agree. Certainly. Ooh, we are two wise people in agreement, because I am certainly knowledgeable on periods of international cinema in the American market. Oh, indeed, you have struck a chord with me in my knowledge. I won't enter cocktail contests because I'm afraid I'm going to lose, and then everybody will know I'm a fraud. Thank you, H7 Opolo. Definitely video game drinks in the future, just don't know when in the future. Are there any local New Jersey spirits that are good enough to do an episode on? Probably. I don't know what they are. All right, guys. I really do need to call it because my kids want to carve pumpkins, and if I stay in here, I'll keep drinking, and then my night will go poorly. So, thank you all so much for hanging out with me here on the How to Drink live stream. And I truly would appreciate it if you would just check out my Patreon, because I tell you, I just do rely on the kindness of strangers here at How to Drink. It's just so very important for the survival of the show, because YouTube's done taking a dump in my Cheerios, and it's just no good now for me. Anyway, check it out. You're going to get access to the Patreon. You're going to get access to the Discord. You're going to get access to exclusive content. You're going to get access to my app that I have been building, and you get to watch me make the app. And you get to yell at me while I make the app and point out how wrong I am. Thank you, Samantha Crouch. Thank you, Pretty full dancing girl. Oh, okay, pretty full dancing girl. Thank you, Rachel Storm. All the ladies I'm hitting today. Heidi as well, apparently. What's going on here in the live streams? Also an AT&T shot. Thank you, Brian Crowers. There we go. Ma Wiz. Thanks. Bye. Thank you, DCUS55. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, JS2K. Matibody Kid 11. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Brony. Thank you, John McCarty. You've been in here a lot. Thank you, Jaw. YouTube is giving women today. YouTube is giving women. All right, guys. I have to hit this button now and it'll stop streaming. This has been great. You have been great. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Good night. Good luck. Remember that How to Drink loves you, baby.